I'm going to show you how you can automatically generate and send a personalized video if someone replies to an email campaign. So basically what you can do is send out an email campaign that looks something like this, like, hey, sorry, you're a competitor, we're much better. Do you want to see how it works? And then only when someone replies, that will trigger this workflow to automatically generate a personalized video that uses AI to say, hey, first name, and personalize the video for them, and then send this out in another email. What I'll do for this video is I'll walk through how this all works at a high level, and then I'll actually go ahead and create this campaign, everything beginning to end. So if you want to set this up, then you can just follow along with me here and you should have everything you need. Okay, so high level how this works is the trigger is Lemlist replies to an email, and then we have this filter to say like if the campaign title contains what the campaign title should contain. So it's not just like if they reply to any of your Lemlist emails, it'll only be if they reply to the right one. And then we're cropping some data. Basically what we're doing here is we want to show the video, like making it look like we're recording over their website. And so we need to get their website. And what we're doing here is we're cropping their email, like at the @ to get the website domain. So we can use that in our video to personalize even further. This step's optional, but it's cool. So I'll show you how it works. And then we're using Sendspark to generate the personalized video. So we have a template that's set up. And then what we're doing is we're adding in the first name. We're making sure it's connected to the right lead email. And then we are, where's background URL? And then the background URL is like the result of our data cropping to show the website domain. And then we're adding them into another Lemlist email. So here we have this email set up as like the response. So once that video gets generated, we're going to send them this. And this has a placeholder for where the actual personalized video is going to go. So you can see this is like the generic version, but if we were to preview this for contact like Pierre, some of the campaign, they're actually going to see us recording over the website because we got that website URL and it says like, hey, Pierre with AI. Okay, so this is how the campaign works at a high level. Of course, we're using Sendspark and Lemlist for this. So Lemlist for the email, Sendspark for the automation and the video. I'm going to go ahead and start creating this beginning to end. So let's do it. The first thing we'll need to do is we'll have that initial email in Lemlist. So this is just like a Lemlist campaign that you have, and make sure that we're asking people, hey, do you want to see a video? Then what you'll do is you'll go into Sendspark and you'll go to the automated workflow section of Sendspark, and we'll create a new automation that's called Lemlist video demo. And the trigger is going to be Lemlist, and it'll be email reply. You'll connect your Lemlist account. We'll show you how to do that. So if they reply, so this is the default, but we want to make sure it's only for that campaign. So we'll add a condition that is campaign title contains, what was our campaign title here? Reply for a video. So what this is now saying is if someone replies to this campaign, trigger this workflow. And then what we want to happen next is we want to create a Sendspark dynamic video. So we'll click Sendspark, create dynamic video, and we'll do the Sendspark connection. Bethany. So now we need to get our dynamic video ID. So for this, we need to create a dynamic video in Sendspark. So let's go ahead and do this here. We'll do this in the dynamic video section of Sendspark, and we'll call this demo again. So what we want to do is record a video. This could be you in full screen. It could be you talking through your screen, or you can do a dynamic video where it's you and we'll overlay you on the website. Either way, just make sure that if you're speaking English, you're saying, hey, watermelon, where you want the first name to go, or if you're speaking another language, say the trigger word that's going to be replaced with the automation. I'm going to go ahead and just use the sample video in Sendspark to create the automation. But you can go ahead and create your dynamic video campaign. If you want to add the background, so it makes it look like you're recording over their website, you just toggle this on, and now you can see their website URL is going to go here, and you can set the fallback. So let's say you don't have their website, what should show? Probably just Sendspark, in our case, or your website in your case. So you have this ready. You can go ahead and set up your landing page. So if you want other text to appear on the page, you can set this up. And the idea is in the email, we're not sending a video file. We're sending a GIF preview that's optimized for deliverability. And then, the viewer can open everything on a page. So we can set this up and you can set your branding here, and you can say, hey, like, thanks for watching, adding my calendar here. So you can customize this all, and you can even add calls to action. You can say like schedule a demo, and you can embed your calendar. We integrate with a bunch of calendar providers, including Lemcal. So if you have a Lemcal, you can set this up. And what this is going to ask you for here is you can get this from the embed page on your Lemcal. So if you go to your calendar and then you go to the embed section, you can look here where you see like user ID, just copy this into Sendspark, and then where you see data meeting, you can go ahead and copy this into Sendspark. And then if you want to share the link too, you can get that as well. So you just hit copy link, and then you can put that in the button area. So basically, if they hit the button, it's going to take them to the calendar, or they can just go ahead and schedule right here. And if you want to do this just once and never again, you can also save this as a template. So you can call this like Lemcal. And now, like, if you're making a video another time and you don't want to type that, you can just hit select template and then add that, and all this will be added to your video. So you set this up here, and then the final step is adding contacts. For the most part, we're going to be doing this through the automation, right? Like when someone responds to the email, the video will get automatically generated and then sent. But just for testing purposes, I always like to do one. So we can do like Pierre at lemlist.com. Let's do lemlist.com as the background URL. So I'm just typing this. So just see how the video looks like. Make sure the AI sounds good. Make sure the landing page looks good. Just make sure everything looks good before we start automating. And we can see this video is starting to process. Okay, so now we have the dynamic video campaign ready. We can go back to our workflow, and we'll update the list to see it. And we'll see Lemlist video demo. So again, what we're doing is saying when someone responds to that email, automatically generate a personalized video for them. And so who are they? We can get this from the email replied step. So we can say first name, lead first name, email would be lead email. We're not using company or job title, but there is this other field that we're using background URL, right? So this is what's supposed to appear behind the camera bubble in the video that's generated, like that would show up here. And so to get this, that's where we need the data cropping. So I'm going to save what we have right here, but then above it, we'll add a tool called data cropping. And what we're going to do here is extract the website URL from the email, because we do have the email, right? We know Pierre at lemlist.com, but how do we get the lemlist.com? What we can do is do data cropping, and we're going to grab that email field. So we're going to use the lead email as that field. And then where it says cropping data, we want to crop by a specified character. And that character is an @, like Pierre at lemlist.com, and we'll crop to the end. So what this is basically saying is we're going to like crop starting at the @ and then we'll crop to the end. And that should get us lemlist.com from Pierre at lemlist.com. So we can go ahead and save this. And then now when creating the video, then we can go back to that background URL field and do the results and save this. So, and like, if this is confusing, like sending all this data, just think of it as it's like we're adding a contact, where here we like need to know the first name, we need to know the email, we need to know the background URL. So how are we getting that? We're getting that from Lemlist and the automation. Okay, so let's save that. So we got this set up. So now what's automatically happening is someone replies to the email from that campaign. We're automatically generating a video. Now we just need to automatically send an email. There's a couple ways you can do this, and I'll show you this kind of at a high level, but I'm not going to go too deep. If you just wanted to send the video in like Gmail or Outlook, you could. You just type in Gmail and like follow the steps to send an email here. And in the email, you could just, write something like, hey, first name, your video. And then from the Sendspark step, you can we call it a share URL, and that's linked to the video. So you could like set this up this way. And there's another tutorial that kind of walks through how to set this up in Gmail. If you want to do that, you can, but I would recommend actually adding them to a new campaign in Lemlist. And the reason for that is just better like tracking, keeping everything in one platform. So you could do that if you want to. Keep in mind it exists. Maybe you want to do another campaign, but for now what we'll do is we'll add them to a new campaign in Lemlist that has the video placeholder. So what we want to do for that is we're going to go to Lemlist and create a second campaign. So we'll create a new campaign that has a placeholder. And the way to think about this is, you're just saying like, hey, first name, here's your video. And then you want to add the placeholder for the video that's going to get replaced with the real one when it's created. How I like to do this is I make a big like video note for myself here. And then you can switch into code view for a second and you see that video. And then from Sendspark, where you have your dynamic video campaign, you can get the placeholder by clicking share campaign. And so the one we want is obviously Lemlist. We'll click on this and we will go back to our email. And then just where we had video, delete that and then Command V, paste in that video snippet. If that looks scary, don't worry, you can switch back to code view right here and we'll see the placeholder. So we have this set up here. And, right now that just looks like a placeholder, but this is going to get mapped to the right person by their email address. So like if this sends to someone who has a video that's been generated, as long as the email address pierre@lemlist.com matches, they're going to see the right video for them. So if we wanted to test this out, we could, we need to add the lead here. So we could add, pierre@lemlist.com. First name Pierre. Again, this would be automated in the real campaign, but I'm showing testing. So what we could do is say like, hey, let's preview this on behalf of Pierre. And now, we don't see the placeholder. We see the video over the website where I'm saying, hey, Pierre, it looks like this.
Hi, Pierre. I just generated this video using Sendspark's AI.
Right. So as long as we have the same email address in both Lemlist and Sendspark, they're going to get the right video made for them that's saying their name, showing you over the website. So this is now set up. Let's see. Do we give it a name? Or let's call this Lemlist video demo. So everything's named the same. So we have this set up, kind of prepped, ready to go. And then what we'll do in the Sendspark workflow is the last step is to add the lead into the campaign. So we're going to select Lemlist and then add lead to campaign. We got our Lemlist account connected and we just want to select that campaign for them, which was all this Lemlist video demo. And then we can add in the other fields. So we want the lead name is going to be lead first name, which we have from the first step, email, email, and then, if you're using other variables, map them over, but we're not using anything else. So we can go ahead and save this. Okay, so that is it. I know there was a lot, but we have it all set up. So basically what we have is the email, the first Lemlist campaign, set up, and then if people reply to that specific campaign, that's going to trigger this automation in Sendspark. From there, we are extracting the website URL from the email so we can use it. We're creating a dynamic video that's using the data from Lemlist, which is the website URL, the contact name, and the email address. And then we're generating a video. When that video generates, they're going to be added to the second campaign we have in Lemlist that says, so here it's a step to add the lead to the campaign where we have our video placeholder lock loaded and ready to go. So I hope this automation helps a lot. I know that sending out an email where you're asking if someone wants to see a video is very popular because, there's no risk of impacting deliverability with a video. You're just sending plain text, but it's like a softer ask than scheduling a demo. So this campaign can be really effective, and now you can completely automate it. So I hope this helps. Let us know if you have any questions or any feedback, and happy connecting. All right.